Hi, I'm James the Light Guy, and today we're taking a look at a very special H4 LED from Car Work Box. This bulb is available on Amazon, and I will put a link to it in the description below. We'll open this up. And put the box on display as usual. There we go. And take a look at this bulb. Now, this is a very unique design compared to what we normally have, where we at the back of the base plate, we normally have our electrical connector and then wires and then a cooling fan. But in this case, the cooling fan is up at the front of the bulb, but we'll get to that. Starting at the back, as always, we have our standard H4 terminal here. A nice steel H4 base plate. And then affixed to that is our primary heatsink. Let's zoom in. There we go. This is extruded aluminum that has been anodized this gunmetal gray color. I'm actually quite fond of the color of this one. And if you can see down in here, we have large metal supports that come up from the PCB to the heatsink as well to help with that heat transfer away from the chips into this heatsink. Going past the chips, we'll go to this forward heatsink and fan shroud, where we have a small internal DC fan here, and that's going to suck air in through the front and blow it back past the LEDs and through the back here. As with the H4 bulbs that we looked at the other day, they have a shield for the low beam. When installing this, you want to make sure that shield is in the 6 o'clock, or rather facing downward like this, so that no light from these chips goes directly down. That is so that the light comes up, hits the top of the housing, and gets reflected or projected downward onto the road, as opposed to the high beam, which needs to go in both directions to cross both upward and downward. But also being further back, it's more parallel with the road. These are dual sets of CSP chips. We've seen them a number of times in recent videos, and I am a fan of those particular chipsets. And it would appear that the board has been riveted in place by a faceplate with these shields on it. So once built, they are not coming apart, and they are very sturdy. Another unique feature is this white ring here. If I can get the right angle and focus, you can see it's actually an angel eye of LEDs. The silicone on this did not hold up so well in the packaging, but we'll see if that becomes an issue when we hook it up to our power supply. While I get that ready, let's talk about Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. If you don't follow me on Facebook and Instagram, please consider doing so, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you really enjoy the content on the channel and you want to be a more direct supporter of the channel, consider visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/JamesTheLightGuy and throw a couple dollars in the hat. It helps me buy more bulbs and more testing supplies. All right, let's turn on our power supply. We're at 14.4 volts. We'll grab any two terminals, see what happens. This is our low beam circuit. You can see that we have a slight dim spot right there. And if we go around the other side where the shields are, they are blocked off. And would you look at that halo? This is a beautiful blue halo. Let's see if I can adjust the brightness a bit. And there you can see, without the silicone, two of the chips no longer have a good diffuser, and you can see them separate. So that's a bit of an issue. It's harder to see when you're looking directly at it because of the intensity of this light, but it is a flaw. We can see that we are drawing 1.6 amps at 14.4 volts, which is around a little over 21 watts on low beam. And if we switch over to high beam, we get the same current draw, but this time through the other set of CSP chips, which is not blocked by that shield. We do have that bit of a dark spot, and the halo ring remains on. Unfortunately, as was the case in the last video, I don't have a setup to check the beam pattern of H4 bulbs yet, but this is quite stylish. I'll put a link to the Amazon page, as I said before, in the description below, and I'll also link any future videos we do on this if I do get a nice testing rig and we can take a look at the beam patterns. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me that thumbs up, consider sharing with your friends and family. And until next time, I'm James the Light Guy.